FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
The oldest test in diplomacy is simply this. Who are your friends? Who are your enemies? Do they know that they are? And is it more dangerous to be your friend than your enemy? Or is it more dangerous to be your enemy than your friend? Are your enemies apprehensive? Are your friends rewarded? Now, in his various attempts to make nice, as we used to say, with the Arab and Muslim world, I think the president's probably played out the string as far as he can. I don't think anyone accuses him of being on any kind of crusade. It's certainly no lineaments of a crusade are visible in any respect. But I'll give you an example of what I mean by the limits of this, which was a speech he made, which I thought was a good idea in itself, in, I think it was January of the year before last, at any rate on the Iranian Nowruz, the new year as celebrated in Persia. And he spoke directly, as a lot of us had recommended that he did, to the Iranian people. We can do this. The Iranians are not like the Iraqis or the North Koreans. They have access to outside world information, and many of them have relatives overseas. And he said, you know, we want the Islamic Republic to rejoin the family of nations. Well, let's make that a test statement and interrogate it a little bit. Why is Iran not in the family of nations to begin with? Because it's an Islamic Republic, would be my answer at any rate. A strong case could be made. It's its nature as a dictatorial, theocratic regime that commits it first to a policy of atrocity towards its own population, and second towards a very aggressive posture towards Lebanon, to a degree Afghanistan, and to, well, we have evidence of Iranian complicity in acts of extreme violence, up to and including assassination and bombing in as far away as Buenos Aires, as daringly as in Berlin and Vienna, trying to destroy the Kurdish leadership in those two places, issuing death threats against novelists living in England, and other things of this kind, and staking what looks like its entire credibility on negating the concept of non-proliferation. It must mean a lot to them because they could certainly get a great deal of aid, acceptance, trade, prosperity, and stability if they would give up the idea of their own nuclear device. But though they have promised every possible authority, the International Atomic Energy Authority, the European Union, the United Nations, all other interlocutors, not the United States directly this time, that they're not doing so, they've been caught cheating, and we know that that's what they do want. So that has to be, I think, taken very ominously and very seriously. Is there someone in this room who knows what Obama's policy towards that is? And that's exactly what I feared. Well, I live in Washington, D.C. I have advantages that some of you don't possess. I can call around and ask the administration. Who in the administration speaks on Iran? Who decides policy? Where is it? Not at all easy to find out. How is it determined? Who's the spokesman for it? Who's the go-to person? We don't know. I sort of wish we did.